Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pacers Daily. I am your host, Hery Acosta. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Let's hop straight into it and talk about the last 2-minute report that happened after the Celtics Pacers game that the Pacers ended up winning 98-96. Missoula, during his post press conference, kept saying the words illegal screen, just because he believed that before the game-winning shot, Siakam had sent a illegal screen on Derek White. And as of the 2-minute report, they agree. As in, they believe that the refs should have called an illegal screen on Pascal Siakam because Siakam wasn't fully set and did not give White distance or time to actually change direction and avoid contact during the pick. Now, this doesn't really affect anything because we have seen multiple times where games have been decided because of bad calls. We saw way back when Jason Tatum smacked LeBron's arm and nothing was called. And that was a big one because everyone knew that should have been called. But obviously, as a Pacers fan, we got away with one there. So, I mean, you really can't do much because of the last 2-minute report. Now, still a really good play by Siakam, the spin move and the shot itself. But you look back at the play and it kind of did look like a illegal screen at the time. But Missoula had already been fined $35,000 for a comment he made towards the officials during their 195 loss against San Antonio, all the way back on Saturday. So, I mean, the Celtics have gone away with a lot over the last few years, but over the recent days, Missoula believes his team is getting screwed over by refs. Welcome to the club, man. I mean, the Pacers pretty much don't even get free throws at this point, and I've seen Siakam get bruised and battered up every game, and he ends up with maybe 4 free throws during that game. 6 free throws. He gets tossed to the ground. No call. So, welcome to the club, man. And then let's talk about a little bit about, next game, which is on Wednesday, the day this comes out. We're going to talk about the Raptors game. Now, we haven't been able to beat the Raptors, obviously. We haven't been able to beat a lot of people. But the Raptors don't have RJ Barrett. They don't have Jakob Poeltl still. Kobe Walter's out. And Sandro Makovachvili, he's game time decision. But they still have some very good key players that are still going to be big. And I'm going to talk about one of them later. But Brandon Ingram is our top scorer, averaging almost 22 points a game. Obviously, RJ Barrett in and out, but he's not going to play. But Quickly and Barnes have both only missed one game this year and have both been. Barnes is a 19 point per game scorer, good rebounder at 8.3. Quickly's averaging 6 assists, 16.5 points. We saw that 20-25-10 game that Scotty Barnes had. So that's something to look for. And the Pacers themselves, we're currently not dealing with too many injuries outside of the ones we've been having. We still just really have Toppin, McConnell, Halliburton, and Matherin. Not McConnell, sorry, Isaiah Jackson. McConnell was injured for so long, but you know what I mean. But Isaiah Jackson still out with that concussion is a little crazy, but it looks like he's off concussion protocol now. And now he's actually just trying to get back into it. Don't want to rush it. But then there's still no timetable on Matherin's return. It still has a thumb sprain, which sucks because I genuinely thought that this would be Matherin's year to really break out. And then Obi Toppin's foot injury, he's still going to be out till at least, after All-Star game. So, heal up. Definitely something that we want to see him get back on the court. But who knows? The Pacers have been getting pretty unlucky this year, but now everything's starting to fall back into place. And with that said, fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week, I'm going to focus on a few players, and we're going to talk about Donovan Mitchell and Tyrese Maxey. I'm going to talk about their points, rebounds, and assists together because I think this one's a little tells more of the story about who they are as players. Now, for Mitchell, his stat projection is 36 and a half for his points, rebounds, and assists. He will go higher. Now, he could get 30 points, just 30 points, which would be higher than his 26.5 points projection. But he's a decent rebounder for his size, and he's a good passer. Both him and Garland can end up with 7, 8 assists each. So that would already be his, if he has a 30.8 assist game, that's already higher. And then with Maxey, his is at a 38 and a half just because he has been a little bit of a better scorer than Mitchell this year. He's been pretty much the offense of the Sixers, even with Embiid and George pretty much playing full time now. And I will also go higher for Tyrese Maxey on his points and rebounds and assists just because he can pretty much get a 40 piece. And just by that, he would go higher than a 38 and a half. So I will go higher on both of them. So those are my predictions for that. But download the app today and use promo code BasketballFan to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That is promo code BasketballFan. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Now let's talk about Scotty Barnes because Scotty Barnes, he's a problem. Gonna be an all-star this year. Only missed one game. And we've seen some of the crazy games he's had. Now, the big one was that 23 point, 25 rebound, 10 assist game against Golden State. He's had 20, 14, and 10 against Denver. He has a bunch of double doubles. He's got a few triple doubles this year. Pretty much those two, I'm counting. But most of his stats are up right now. His rebounding is up and his points are pretty much the same. Assists are down a little bit. His blocks are the best they've been in 2 years. But he isn't getting in more foul trouble than usual. But he's also playing a lot. He's also playing a lot of minutes. He is currently averaging 34.3 minutes, which is his usual. So maybe that's something we can bait him into foul trouble early. And that will pretty much help the Pacers do better. And he's not the only person on that team that can go off on any moment. I mean, Quickly and Brandon Ingram are both insanely good players. And then last but not least, I want to talk about our centers. So I want to talk about Jay Huff. I want to talk about Tony Bradley. I want to talk about Micah Potter. Micah Potter's been a gem. He's actually been playing really good since he got here. So good pickup there. Tony Bradley, there's no reason he's to be here after a second 10-day contract. Once his 10-day contract's over and Isaiah Jackson's back, don't even worry about picking him up. Some other team might need him. So more and more teams are going to start dealing with injuries, trades, and soon as March hits, more and more 10-day contracts are going to be signed. The Pacers have pretty much utilized every single 10-day contract in the league at this point. But I just want the centers to have more consistency. Now, Jay Huff one day is a 20-point scorer, 11 rebounds, few assists, 3 blocks. And then the next day he plays 10 minutes. So I just really want the centers in general just to play more consistent. Now, I'm not asking them to drop 25 and 15 every night because that's Shaq numbers. We don't have Shaq. But we also want someone to fill that void that Miles Turner left. And Huff has done a good job of that in most games, but in some games, he just looks lost. And that's not the J Huff we need. We need the J Huff that's doing reverse dunks, that's hitting 4 threes in the first 3 minutes of the game. That's the J Huff we want. Huge shout out to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video as always. I'm Hery Acosta. This is Pacers Daily. Boom, baby. Go, Sirs.